Picture this. It's 1946. A German soldier sits in an American prisoner of war camp, staring at the space where his leg used to be. He's convinced his life is over. He'll never work again, never marry, never be whole. He fought against America, and now he's at their mercy. Then something happens that he never expected, something that will make him weep, not from pain or despair, but from overwhelming gratitude. The Americans are going to give him a new leg, a real, functional prosthetic leg. The same technology they're giving their own wounded veterans. This isn't propaganda. This isn't fiction. This is one of the most extraordinary and least known stories of World War II. A story about what happens when humanity triumphs over hatred, when compassion becomes more powerful than revenge. World War II didn't just kill millions, it maimed millions more. By 1945, the battlefields of Europe had created an entire generation of amputees. Young men who had marched off to war with 2 legs and 2 arms came back with prosthetics, crutches, or nothing at all. For German soldiers, the situation was particularly dire. As the Third Reich crumbled, medical supplies vanished. Hospitals were bombed. Prosthetic workshops were destroyed. A German soldier who lost a limb in 1944 or 1945 might receive a crude wooden peg, if he received anything at all. Many were simply sent home with crutches and told to figure it out. But the psychological wound cut even deeper than the physical one. In the 1940s, a man's ability to work with his hands, to stand on his own 2 feet, defined his worth. An amputation wasn't just a medical condition, it was a social death sentence. These men faced returning to a destroyed Germany, unable to rebuild, unable to provide for families, marked forever as broken. And then, by the hundreds of thousands, they became prisoners of the United States. When Germany surrendered in May 1945, America suddenly found itself responsible for over 380,000 German POWs on American soil alone, with hundreds of thousands more in camps across Europe. Among them were thousands of amputees, men who had lost limbs fighting against American soldiers, men who had every reason to expect harsh treatment, or at best, indifference. What they got instead would change their lives forever. The United States in 1945 faced a choice. International law, specifically the Geneva Convention of 1929, required basic medical care for prisoners of war. But basic could mean many things. America could have provided just enough care to keep prisoners alive and technically complied with their obligations. But something remarkable happened instead. American military leadership made a decision that shocked even some of their own officers. German amputees would receive the same prosthetic care as American veterans. Not similar care, the same care. This wasn't a small gesture. American prosthetic technology in 1945 was the most advanced in the world. The U.S. had invested millions in developing artificial limbs for its own wounded servicemen. These weren't wooden pegs. They were sophisticated devices with articulated joints, custom fittings, and the latest materials. Each prosthetic was expensive to produce and required skilled prosthetists to fit properly. And now, America was going to give them to enemy soldiers. The reasoning came from multiple sources. President Franklin Roosevelt, before his death, had emphasized the importance of winning the peace, not just the war. General Dwight Eisenhower understood that how America treated prisoners would determine what kind of Germany emerged from the ashes.